Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
Noah, Tom, and Caleb all sent me a story, and this is a crazy one out of Florida. But it's not a typical Florida man story. It's a Florida business story. And imagine that you're checked into a hotel for a week. Got a week's vacation. You book a hotel. You go down. You're staying in the hotel. One day they come by and they knock on your room. And they go, "Everybody out." You go, "Why? Is there something going on?" The hotel has changed owners, and the new owner wants you out. So get out right now. And that's what happened. That's what happened in Kissimmee, Florida. Kissimmee. Fox 35 News reports the story of nearly 100 guests forced to leave Florida hotel after being told it was sold. I didn't know it was for sale. Nearly 100 tourists are looking for a place to stay after being kicked out of their hotel with nowhere to go. This all went down at Champions World Resort in Kissimmee. And I'm saying that because I've said it before, and people always want to correct me, and I think that word is actually unpronounceable. No matter how you say it, someone's going to say, no, it's not that, it's this. Which is even more difficult to interpret because they're saying it in the comments or typing it. So many of them say they got the call in their room saying that the hotel had been sold and they had to get out of their rooms by 4 p.m. So they had 4 p.m. to get out of the room. So here's your drop dead, get out. One hotel guest explained that the man on the phone call indicated that he was the general manager and he'd just been informed the hotel had been sold and that all the staff and guests needed to vacate the property today. It does make you wonder. I would imagine that to buy or sell a hotel, it's not like Monopoly. Oh, I buy a hotel. You flip a couple bucks into the bank and boom, you got a hotel. In real life, buying or selling a hotel has got to take more than a couple minutes. I suspect that the hotel sale had been pending for, I don't know, more than an hour, a couple hours. I'm joking. Had to be more than a week, a couple weeks, right? No matter how you slice it. There was time to plan for the people who were going to be there. So Fox 35 sent a reporter to the scene and saw people exiting the resort and watched a person who appeared to be working at the hotel going door to door checking rooms to make sure they were empty. Many of the guests leaving said they do not know what they're going to do. So, for instance, one guest said, "We don't have anywhere to go and our flights aren't for a few days. I've already paid, and this is a big inconvenience." They obviously didn't let us know. "We booked it months ahead. We've been here already a week," and she'd come down from New England with 14 family members. So there's 15 people, and they got no place to go. They got a flight in a few days, and finding a hotel at the last minute can be difficult this time of year in Florida. Many guests are worried about refunds. Now, it turns out that the general manager said, "We've notified the third-party agencies, and they'd be doing a refund." So I guess a lot of these people book through one of those booking sites that you see on the television. And if you did that, you can then complain and say, "I got kicked out." And then they'll give you your money back somewhere down the road, presumably. However, one guest said her money is limited and having to wait for a refund is going to make finding a new place for her large family nearly impossible, citing that it is a lot of us, so it is not like we can just book one room or two. And it's spring break. Everything is super expensive. She added that her mother is disabled, and she's also got some very young children with her on the trip, which makes this kind of thing more difficult. In addition, she said the staff told her that they were fired also. So if we can believe everything we've been told so far in the story, which we very well could, someone called the hotel and said, "Everybody out, guests leave, staff, you're fired." Heck of a way to run a business. Another guest said he got into a heated argument with the hotel staff after being informed he'd have to vacate his room. He had planned a trip there 3 months ago, partly to celebrate one of his kids' birthdays. And he said, and this is the quote, "We're here and we have to leave last minute. They didn't give us no warning or nothing. I'm not only broken, I'm upset, angry, and I'm mad." The new owners of the hotel reportedly plan to shut the power off to the hotel by 12 a.m., effectively shutting the place down and forcing anyone that's hoping to stay until at least tomorrow out onto the street. Fox 35 has reached out to some state representatives to see if they might be able to help. So far, no response back. So the weird part about all of this in this modern day and age, and this is where it gets really confusing, is that if I owned a hotel, think back in the old days of, 1800s, you're in a carriage traveling on a dirt road, and you come around a curve, and there's a little village. There's a square with a little lantern in the middle of the square, and it's lit. And you see there's a tavern, and there's a hotel. And you pull up in front of the hotel, and you walk in, and there's me behind the desk. Kind sir, have you any rooms for the night? Yes, I do. How much? I quote you a price in guilders. And did I say this is in America or not? I forgot. And you say, I can do that. And I say, shall I send a young man out to fetch your luggage? And you say, please do. And young man goes out and gets your luggage. And you come back in, he comes back in with your luggage. And I say, send him to the emperor's suite. And you go up and get settled in for the night. Halfway through the night, the young man who handled your luggage knocks on your door and goes, hey, hotel got sold, everybody out. Now, in that context, you realize the absurdity of this. Because you'd say, wait a second. I just entered into a contract with you. The contract was, and again, this is one of those situations where the contract wouldn't be spelled out or even in writing. But everyone knows what the contract was. The contract was that in exchange for you paying me a given amount of money in guilders, I'm going to put a roof over your head and give you the accommodations that are in my hotel for one night, if you booked for one night, or 2 nights, or however long you book. But the point is, there is a contract there. There's a contract there. There's no question that contract is enforceable. So if I kicked you out in the middle of the night, you very well could, the next morning, walk over to the magistrate's office and say, I'd like to sue that man over there for breach of contract. Kick me out in the middle of the night after you took my money and breached the contract. And being in my imaginary world, the magistrate might call over get over here, let's have a trial right now. What happened? Oh, I sold the hotel. Doesn't matter. You had a contract. You'd win that case all day long. But 2 problems. One is, most likely, you get reduced to money damages, meaning, you probably get your money back, and maybe something for your inconvenience. Maybe. I say maybe because it depends on the jurisdiction that we're talking about, because remember, they have guilders, not dollars. So when you check into this hotel in Kissimmee, Florida, you have a contract that says that they will put you up for this length of time in exchange for you paying this money, which you paid, by the way, right? These things are all paid in advance. You usually it says, do you want to book this thing? Because the second you book it, boom, your money's gone. Now, it might be refundable, but the point is they take your money then, not later. So they've got your money. You've checked into the hotel. You're 1 day into a 7-day stay, and they come by and go, oh, the hotel got sold. Get out. Get out. Doesn't matter they sold the hotel. You still got a contract with somebody, but that's the problem. In this day and age, who's they contract with? Because the hotel's going to go, it wasn't with us, it was with the booking company. Booking companies will say, no, all we are, we're just an app that connects people who want hotel rooms with people who own hotel rooms. Kind of like Uber and cars. Just get together, you people, and give us a slice. And so it can all get straightened out. And if they give these people refunds down the road, they'll mostly be made whole. But it does get you back to the earlier questions. Why would you need to do it this way? Why would you sell the hotel on this date? And why would the new owner then come in and kick everyone out on this date? Why couldn't the new owner just say, you know something, we won't book any more rooms, but we'll just simply ask that the old owner, the seller, give us the money for the people who are there, and then when they're out, they can just leave. Why do they need to kick them out on such short notice? That's an interesting angle, because there's got to be something going on. Because doing it this way is much more dangerous than doing it the other way. They've got 100 people right now who are angry. Now, that's not 100 bookings. Like, for instance, the woman who said that her family had 15 people in it. That's probably one booking of several rooms. So they probably got, 50, 40 booking contracts to deal with. But every single one of those, at the very least, is a refund and possibly more. Now, the problem, of course, is, and the reason I say possibly more, is that if you read the fine print, which no one does, on the app that you booked this on, or the website you booked this on, it's going to say in there that, well, we're taking your money for a booking, but if the hotel does something really, really crazy and stupid, you can't come after us. You got to go after them. And the new guy's going to go, it's not me. You had a booking with the old guy. So there's going to be so much of that kind of a mess. And I don't know what these hotel rooms cost. A couple $100 a night, maybe more than that, I guess, because of spring break in Florida and all that. But, a few $100 a night. But added up, if somebody wanted to do a class action on this, they might be able to get some money out of it. But on the other hand, the question is simply, is that you're out a few $100s here and you get refunded somewhere down the road and you get most of your money back. Are you still going to sue beyond that? Because the other thing is that the booking is also going to say, regardless of what happens, you are not going to be able to sue us for consequential damages. Consequential damages being the damages which arise from the breach of the contract after the breach, but were foreseeable to the people who were involved in the contract and that they should have known would occur if a breach occurred. And consequential damages can be waived in many situations, in many states, but I'm not sure off the top of my head with respect to a hotel reservation in Florida. I'm not even going to go there in the figurative sense. But that's a bigger question because even if you could, many of these people are from out of state. So if you live in New England, you're going to come down to Florida and file a lawsuit to get a couple $1,000s in damages or consequential damages or whatever you're looking at here, even after you've been refunded a bunch of the money, if not all the money for your booking itself. It's a crazy story, though, because I can't imagine a situation where they actually needed to get everyone out and move on rather than just saying, hey, let's just let these last people stay and get it over with. But who knows? Who knows? So Noah, Tom, Caleb, thanks for sending it. From the Fox 35 News staff out of Kissimmee, Florida. Nearly 100 guests forced to leave a Florida hotel after being told it had been sold. Weird. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. An optimist is one who believes a housefly is looking for a way to get out.